Hey guys, M12 LRV RVSP Gaming here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be continuing my playthrough of GTA San Andreas, but I said I wouldn't do much videos on the gang war and taking over territories, although it is sort of a part that helps you progress in the game, but doesn't directly help you progress in the game, but completing this stuff, like going out of your way to complete the main missions, to do this will help you. As you can see here, this pops up in assets areas. And what we do is every territory that we take over, we profit off that. For whatever reason, we do whatever the other gangsters are doing in that territory, they profit off it. Except for a drug trade, because, well, in the game, throughout the game, it pretty much, you get the impression that these people don't want to do drugs because, well, it messes their judgment up and their mind. It may seem all nice and relaxing to take it, but impaired judgment and all that stuff, and it seems like even though that me and Sweets are gangsters, we still have the responsibility that we know that drinking too much and doing drugs are bad, but we're gangsters nonetheless, so we don't do it. But I figured I'd do at least one video on this, but most of it's going to be live stream. But for those of you who don't actually tune in to that part of the channel, I'm going to show you some tactics I've learned on how to do this. But before we do that, I'm going to stop in ammunition for just one item. And most of the time when I come in here to get one item, it's usually body armor. In this case it is. Yeah, okay, right off the truck. Okay, sweet, thank you. Actually, if you can get the jump on this guy, you can get ammo for a 9mm pistol. The only thing that sucks, though, is that it doesn't work with, like, one-hit kill weapons. You want something that can stun them. Although I don't have my graffiti that I exchanged for in the last episode. And the reason I'm going to tell you that is my file got corrupted, but not the autosave. But that last autosave was of Burning Desire Level, which was the one before Doberman, which is the one where you finally get access to buy stuff to ammunition. All I did was go to the store, buy some stuff, then go to Glen Park, take over the thing, and just save. But at the Johnson's house and not my house over here in Willowfield like I did with the last one, I'll be honest with you there. But now we just have to wait for gangsters to show up and we take them out, no problem. Although, the good thing about gang wars is that you lose your wanted level. So if you have like 6 stars and you enter a gang war, it won't be there when you're done, which is kind of cool. Then again, you're still shooting people, so I don't see why the law enforcement would all of a sudden, for no reason, just decide, hey, I'm gonna stop shooting you now, because you're shooting someone else. And even though it's my job to make sure no one gets hurt, but that's just how the game is. Now, for me, I will tell you that I have this problem, but it may not occur to you, but for me, the hardest part about getting a gang war is starting one. Right now, I don't see anyone spawned, but the reason I'm mainly going for Willowfield is a must. Now, because, one, we have the restaurant, we would automatically have a restaurant in our territory. 2, we would have an ammunition, plus there's a little pistol next to it, which means we can go to Emmons and get a free 9mm pistol if we want to. And on top of that, we have an extra safe house within our territory as well. Plus, Willowfield borders one of our Gandon hoods, and if we take, because right down this street, right down here, is where they launch their attacks from this territory into ours constantly. I mean, they still will, even if we take this over, but they won't do it as much, because they don't have this as a territory.
Give me that money.
And sometimes you need to kill them in succession. You can't kill a guy, then wait 5 minutes, then kill another guy. And you're probably seeing here that happens, but now gang war, usually streets clear. Now, I don't have a rifle yet, but I believe doing some of the missions will allow you to get that. Now, the reason why rifle is like one of the most key important classes for gang wars is that you can see on the mini-map purple dots, and that's where enemy gangsters are coming from. But if you get a decent skill, if you have a decent skill with the rifle, you can shoot them before they even get in range, before their semi-auto weapons get in range, and gun them down and pretty much practically take no damage. The only hard part is just waiting to find out where they spawn and hope they don't spawn on top of you, and if they do, just run away and reposition yourself. That's all you can really do. But it is a tactic nonetheless. It works for me. That tactic may not work for you in your playstyle, but you're more than welcome to take mine, use it, copy it if you want. I don't really care. But if you have other tactics that work, then you can use those. I'm just telling you what works for me. I'm not saying it's the best way. There are probably multiple ways that work. And I'm not saying this is definitely the only way, because I've tried doing it a different way and it just didn't work for me. Now, the reason I don't get this is an SMG which has much more range than the current weapon I'm holding, is because, well, you only will have it for a short period of time, and it costs a lot of money. Now, I will take the rifle, though, and there is a spot where the rifle spawns, which I will get into. The only spot that I know where it spawns. I'll get into that well. 2, you want to constantly check your health. You can increase your health if you want, but as you can see, my wanted level goes up when I'm done here. Now, I can't actually buy rifle ammo quite yet, as you can see. Before that happens, I'm gonna go collect this armor. Go inside and save to lower my wanted level. And then I'll talk... Whoops. Now, from my perspective, the first time you have this part where you can, attack and take over territories, it seems the balls attack you more often than, the Vargos, which will be marked in yellow as territory. Then again, if anyone gets attacked, it's probably due to, Then again, if you're being attacked, it probably has to do with that they want their territories back, or because Officer Tenpenny wants you to take it back. Well, you have to do what he says, because, well, he's supposed to be in charge of putting an end to crime, but, crime will just always be here because he's the one controlling it. He's blackmailing everyone and all that stuff. Now, this territory is Glen Park. We were told to take it over. It doesn't get attacked that often, I don't think, but, capturing Littlefield will mean that these two, like, hood areas here, several territories that we have here, will not get attacked as often because they usually attack from Littlefield, which is taken over. Now, as you can see here, we have maybe 4 to 5 territories down just in this area here. If you were to take these over, they would have nothing bordering them, and then that no one could attack it. Then again, up here we have these areas. Right here, if you can see my marker on screen, that we own as well. Those are the only, like, territories that are takeoverable. And then I think there's maybe 1 to 2 more that you can attack and take over later on. But why later on is something happens later on that allows you to do that, but I'm not gonna say what, as of course that is spoilers for this. Like, if I haven't gotten to it yet, I'm gonna try to avoid talking about it and all that stuff. But, I still think I can't take
everything you need.
checkpoint save, okay, yeah, I still can't buy rifles, as you can see here.
Wars are coming, you hear?
But if I were to get a bike, because I prefer a bike, I would so totally be able to show you where everything is. Where not everything, but, where, I'm trying to think, the rifle would be. The rifle spawn, well, the only one that I know of. But I'm afraid if I go out there and spend too much time on that, someone down in our territories might actually get attacked. But I don't mind. I'm just going to do this. And by the way, you can revisit people and go on dates with them, but I think if you focus on that, it sort of interrupts your progress with the game. But that's like the only mandatory person that you get as the only person that you get as a girlfriend in the game that's part of the story. But you don't actually have to do anything with them once you have them like that. That is a drug dealer. We do not condone drugs, because I mentioned this before, as our guys don't do that. So, obviously, one of the two other biggest gangs in the city was trying to profit off of whatever they're selling on our territory. Totally not cool, so I, fixed that problem, got some ammo because of it, and about $2 grand in cash. Now, because I can't actually find a bike, I'll just take a car. I'll just take this one. And we're off. Now, I had one of my friends ask why they play GTA games and they can hear music when they enter cars, but they don't when I play. Well, the reason for that is because some music, and lots of music, is often copyrighted, because people who make it have the right to the music. And, well, I've actually went into settings to prevent audio from playing. I actually realized that I left it on for a small segment in one of my earlier videos before I got even my mic, but I don't think anyone could hear it over the sound of my voice because I was talking a lot. So I sort of hope that's the case. But the place that I'm going to show you where our rifle spawns, this is the only AK-47 rifle spawn that I know of, is out in the country area of Los Santos, so it's not like actually in the city, but I still call it Los Santos area, because you can come up here, like all of this area up here, all the way down here, is all area that you can go to. Just that I can't cross these bridges, or those bodies of water, or these bridges over here until I complete certain missions. But we'll get there when we get there. That's why I call it Los Santos area, because this is the area that you start out in and you can go there. San Fierro area is when I'm able to go to San Fierro, all the territory, the new places I can go to will be considered that, and that's how I also consider what Los Ventres is, or I don't think I pronounced that name right. I do like you to note I have, like, my skill level is 0 for driving skill, but for bike it is maxed out, so if I flip over the car again, that's why. Now, what I need to do is I need to get to Blueberry, but this road does not directly go there, but we're going to take a little detour. Now, what I'm about to do is something you probably should never do in IRL, in real life, at any point, unless you are a professional, because what I'm about to do is something dangerous. But I know it won't kill my guy, because the car pretty much takes all the fall damage, and not your character, but that is driving off a cliff. Now, it's easier to stick the landing on a bike, and I will tell you that. Now, I did take minor armor damage, but I'm fine with that because Blueberry, which is the town that's closest to it, actually has an ammunition, and you can buy that. It also has a restaurant. But I know lots of people don't like it out here because they don't have everything everywhere. Like, they don't have every other place has, like, a restaurant to eat when you're hungry and stuff like that. But someone asked me that, and I tell them, right here you can see on screen that there is a vending machine that restores hunger, but not as much as a meal would, but it costs less than a meal. So it's like, the more you spend on it, I guess the more hunger is, you remove less, you'll remove less hunger from your guy. If they're, the more hungry they have, the more likely they are going to, like, pass out from hunger. But you can get rid of that by spending more money on food. It's pretty much what it is. You'll remove less hunger from snacks and sodas than you get from vending machines than compared to a full meal. But that's just how it is. But this place has a restaurant, so I mean, it's not that far away. But if you really think that you're not that close to being passing out and have to be taken care of at a hospital and all that stuff. So, as I'm driving along here, we have to go past this farm, or somewhere near it. Oh, factory's right ahead of me. Okay. There wasn't crops sticking out of the ground, so I didn't actually ruin the crops on whoever's job it was to take care of that, but who cares? Shortcut. I think this is some sort of brewery. I think. But there it is. There's still some missions available to do well during the gang war, which you can see I have on my map the giant S and the giant C to do stuff for people. So, I'd like to say that, I think, this is just off memory, that you may be able to get a rifle there when you do that. Now, you see a red house on my mini-map before, probably driving around here showing you where all this stuff is. Red houses means you can't buy them yet. You will eventually, and and I don't think it's that far away. Like you don't actually have to do, like, anything super difficult to unlock them. It's just that when you don't have to do a specific mission, you just have to unlock pretty much new areas. Although the ones still in this, like, Los Santos backcountry area, you can't buy those, but when you unlock the new area, it allows you to unlock all the ones in San Fierro and this area. So I guess that's just how it is. That's the only, I guess that's the only thing that stands out, is that you can't get those until you unlock the other area. But yet when you unlock other areas, they unlock only their stuff within their area. Mainly, talking about, and I'm just talking about, safe houses, not profitable assets, such as, the owning gang territories is considered an asset, because you get money off of it, a profitable asset. And there will be others in the game, but, I'm not talking about those, haven't gotten there yet. Could be spoilers for all of you guys. So that's a thing. Now, another thing that I want to do, mainly regarding all of this, has to do with, the gang war that you can go on in the game. is is, I'm just waiting to get there, is this territory. North Fargo territory. All of this is on a hill. Sometimes people spawn at the bottom, sometimes people spawn at the top, and you'll have to spend forever waiting for people just to come up here just to fight you. And sometimes their AI pathing means they won't even get you if you're not on the right side of the if you're on the wrong sidewalk. So if I'm on this one, people may never get to me unless I go to the other one, or vice versa. It is very annoying, and it takes forever for people who want to wait for them and all that stuff. But it don't matter, I'm just gonna take a shortcut down here. I mean, you could always take shortcuts, because there's like a lot of them. Like, there's like 20 different ways to get up and down the hill, like, other than the sidewalk and streets alone. So I guess there is a chance that they may come up here, but you may have to go and go down there and go after them. That may cause some problems, and you may lose a fight because you're like, well, you chickened out and left the fight. Because you partially killed a bunch of people there, it increases your influence, but you don't actually own the territory, and that can become a problem because the main problem is that there's less people will spawn there because you gain influence, but you don't actually gain the territory, which means less people come there, and that can be a problem when you're trying to start another gang war there. So that's a thing. I probably have too many vehicles in my garage anyway. And trust me, you'll use the rifle a lot once you figure out how useful it is. But you just have to find ammo for it or pick it up off other people's bodies. You can't fully rely on having ammo being bought for you if you can't get it quite yet. But a few more missions from where I'm at, and I think you would be able to buy it. Although there are some weapons you can't buy, like the gas grenade, like the smoke grenade thing. It like makes you slowly lose health if you're in it. You can't... What else can't you buy? Well, I know you can't buy rocket launchers. I think there's like 2 different versions of that. You cannot buy the minigun, and you cannot buy a flamethrower, but you can find them all over the place. And I know a few spawn locations, but none of them are that I know of are in Los Santos. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to end this video off here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you did, leaving any comments, questions, or feedback for me would be highly appreciated. It would help me a lot. And I will see you guys later in another video.